What's up, guys? It's your boy Zawoki back out with some more of the Chris Watts videos. Now, this one was sent to me, and the caption read, "Just give it a watch." I'm definitely gonna watch it, but the thing that I see with the title and stuff like that, it makes me ponder with the oil site that they had, which is Survey 319. Why were they looking at, obviously, the Survey 319? Because they looked at Chris Watts' GPS on his truck. He said he went to work that morning, so I presume that they were already had that in mind. But why didn't they look at Chris Watts' truck the day before that? Because I still think wholeheartedly that there is no way possible this man was able to dig that hole, bury Shanann, murder each girl individually, put them in the tanks, clean up whatever he had, make it look like he wasn't sweating at all in 38 uninterrupted moments or minutes. There's no way. So, with that being said, we're going to look into this video, which is titled, "Why So Much Attention Paid to the Oil Batteries Before the Confession." But I also want us to think about those things that I mentioned before the video, because those are on my mind all the time. Because somebody could have also been out there with him. There was multiple different footprints out there that they said that they saw. So there was 2 shovels, a rake that was broken. You can't tell me that you're going to take 2 shovels and use both shovels. He had mentioned in his confession, the first one, we took the shovels, he said. Who's we? Even the law enforcement saw that. It's not adding up. We're going to look at this video, and then we're going to talk afterwards, of course, as always. But before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you guys so very much for the continued love and support that you guys show on this channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep what you guys are doing, and hopefully one day we will see Zawoki at 100K. With that being said, also, we are going to watch Footsteps of Murder. The video will be down in the description. Make sure you guys go over there, subscribe, comment, like, and share. I know they haven't posted in a while, but a lot of their videos definitely do have a lot of good information, and you definitely want to give love to the person that made this video. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so I am going to commentate on this video because it has audio that is not allowed to be on YouTube because of copyright reasons. I don't want to put that on there and have to remove the video. So we're going to watch it together and also talk while we see this. If you guys want to comment, timestamp down below. I would surely love to see your guys' timestamps of what you guys might see, what you guys might have noticed that I might have missed, because again, there are things that I'm finding out, little bits and pieces here that maybe one day help this case. Who knows? But let's look at it. So I'm probably going to be looking at the drone footage. So much attention to the batteries prior to the confession. So they were probably trying to figure out exactly why and where he might have put them at Survey 319. Wednesday, August 15th, which is 2 days after the initial murders had taken place. Prior to Chris Watts' confession, police investigators started a drone search of the oil and gas site where they believed the bodies of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste were to be located. They spotted a bed sheet matching the pattern of several pillowcases and a top sheet recovered from a kitchen trash can in the Watts home. Earlier that day, police also spotted fresh movement of dirt consist with a Calistin grave near the oil tanks. I probably butchered that word, so bear with me. But if you look at the undisturbed area of dirt, you can see multiple different footprints in there. So obviously we're looking at the drone footage, and at this moment as well, they are questioning Chris Watts. But what bothers me the most is they didn't look at his GPS from the day before or the day after before that or the day, like they should get like a to see where he was at. Because I still think that he had dug that hole way in advance because nobody was out there on the weekend. Okay? Nobody was there. But if you look over here where the hole would have been dug, it would have been dug before. So if he had dug that hole, let's say Saturday or even Friday, if he dug it out there, no one's going to go out there and see that there's a hole dug out there. Nobody would have even noticed. Because he said he dropped his truck over here to drop off Shanann and so forth like that. But he said he walked Bella and Celeste up here after he had murdered them. Why? I have no idea. There's cameras out there because Anadarko had stated that there was at least a couple cameras out at this Survey 319 because they had 400 cameras that were under surveillance through Anadarko. And they stated that there was a couple out at this site. But we don't have any of that camera footage. Why? Because apparently they were removed somehow, some shape or form. But obviously we see the drone footage right here. They start coming over to right about here is where Shanann is. But when they get down there, then they start, oh, there's the sheet. But then where's the garbage bags? Because I can't remember who said, or what was it him that said it? There was black garbage bags, but there was also white garbage bags. So there's the area that Shanann would have been at. So if you dug that hole, which was a shallow grave, they stated, 2 to 3 feet down, you wouldn't really see that if you're working on over here. I see a lot of trails, like coyote trails and stuff like that are around there. So right here is where he had put her. And there's the sheet down there. The rake was over here. Rake head, sorry. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer rather than having to watch this the entire time. Because we obviously know what Survey 319 looks like. The other thing that was bothersome was they stated the throw up that they found was collected but never tested. Why? I would have definitely liked to know who that was. So here we come, closing up. So what had bothered me too is one tank was obviously more filled than the other. The one that Bella was in was 2 feet deep compared to what Celeste was in, which was 9 feet deep. So if he looked in this hole right here, he would have been able to see possibly Bella, but it's probably dark in there, so you probably couldn't even tell. I don't even think I've actually watched this actual drone footage for this long. So they're looking obviously in the overfill to the left side. Just to think too, what these pipes, this catwalk had seen. I know it's an inanimate object. It can't, but just know what this place has witnessed. Which was scheduled for demolition in September, but had to be what is that? What is this yellow piece right here? Which had to be postponed because of the murders. And then it was actually rescheduled for demolition on December, which was a few months later. I don't know what that yellow thing was right there. We got a couple other different survey areas. So let's see if they go over to the hole. See, it's like they already knew. Okay, so let's see if we can see the area. And you can see multiple different footsteps or footprints. So you can see right here where somebody was standing to dig and fill the hole. It looks like 2 different feet that were here, like sideways. And you see one that was right here, multiple different ones right here. Where's the rake? And what bothers me too is they used the rake, but they didn't rake it. So they had already knew, or they already had the knowledge that she was right there. So there's the fence line right there, the corner right there, if you guys can see it. There's the sheet. So he had just tossed it. There's the garbage bag. So it was the black bags, but he also had Walmart bags too. So there's the sheet that they later picked up. See, he wasn't even thinking to be smart because he just threw it. There's the sheet. She's over here area. There's no way if you came in here, if this hole was dug over here, you wouldn't have ever been able to see that. Okay, somebody's leaving. Okay. Watching the drone footage has led me to believe that the police already knew Shanann and the girls were at the oil site before Chris Watts confessed. Well, he did mention that he went to work. I do believe that one of the officers, I want to say it, Tammy and the other gentleman, I can't remember his name offhand, they knew from his talk that he would have been there, so they looked at his GPS. But I still think they should have looked at his GPS the day before that, the day before that, and possibly the day before that to see if he might have been out there, not at work, but throughout the weekend. Could be, who knows, I'm not quite sure. The drone search was done at 4:15. Chris didn't confess until almost 5:50. So almost, or more than an hour later, he confessed. As to where everyone was, the drone footage shows attention was made to the top of the oil tank hatches and showed police looking into those tanks throughout the hatches. In my opinion, they were aware that the girls had been put in those tanks, hence why attention was placed on them. I think they thought somebody was buried out there, but I don't think that they wanted to start until they actually knew exactly where they might have been. Because you obviously can't put Shanann in that tank. The drone goes to the tanks, then to the grave, then the sheet. No more searching is done. A quick glance at the area, and that is the drone wow. The drone goes straight to where the bodies are all located. It's like they already knew. That's what's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not funny because, or I wouldn't say it's not funny, but that's the only place that they could have technically gone by droning the area, because those 2 tanks, they're covered. The ground is covered. So where else are you going to put this individual or those that died? Because there's no building, there's no like whatever. So that's why they probably did the drone to see if there was any unearthed areas, any of the sheets, the pillowcases, garbage bags, whatever have you, blankets and so forth. At the area, and that is the drone goes straight to where the bodies were all located. It's like they already knew, in my opinion. Was this from the bombshell information that DA Rourke said Nichol Kessinger gave them? No, because we literally talked to them, or we heard all her conversations, unless there was conversations. We don't know if they did any more interviews. But if DA Rourke said that Nichol Kessinger gave them that, would that not be on record? Because if they went to trial, they would want that confession or that information from the eyewitness to be used in that case. So where's that information in the 2,000 pages of the discovery? Interesting. It could be something, it could be nothing. Let me know what you guys think. Looking in the tank, hatch opened. So when they first got there, the hatch was opened? Or did they leave it open? Looking into both tank. Okay, so the officers were looking into the tank. Again, there's nowhere else you would have been able to look at because everything was open. Looking into the other tank, and I guarantee you probably weren't able to look into there because it's probably completely dark. They probably tried to use their phones, but again, they have to watch what they put around these tanks because they're highly flammable. And a little spark, that's why you're not supposed to use your phones next to gas tanks and stuff like that. Possible ignition, spark, what do they call it? Interference. It's just a possibility. It's very rare, but it can happen. So they were probably just looking out at this area, trying to figure out exactly. So another person said that there was a camera on here at one picture, but it's not. But I would like to know that picture before. But yeah, there's nothing here. And they said something about the throw up was over on this side. It was on the side of the survey. So if he came down, why would he go over here outside of the bounds and not defecate, but throw up out here? It just makes no sense. And I'd like to know what that yellow is right there. Look at it. Is that what they meant by the throw up? Is this throw up here? I'm not quite sure. I know that they said they collected it, but they never tested it because he confessed. And some people were asking, why is there banks? Because if the oil did release, that would hopefully prevent it and stop it for it to, like, not soak up, but not coagulate either, but to be stopped in this area. Because oil doesn't flow like water does. It's has a lot more thicker viscosity. I find it very suspect, what do you mean suspicious? That so much attention was paid to the oil tanks at the point where they supposedly didn't know the children were in them. Which I understand what she means, but they're stating that Nichol Kessinger gave them the information, but then how did Nichol Kessinger know about it? That makes no sense in itself. Because if Nichol Kessinger knew, that would make her a protective witness, but then it would have been implemented into the 2,000 pages of discovery, but it was not. And it would have been on record. Now I want to show you Shanann's gravesite. You might think I'm crazy here, but I find the gravesite to be very clean. There is no sign of where one dug the soil. I disagree there. Had been put. The vegetation is growing surrounding the grave, and some on the grave, no sign of trampled vegetation. I just find the area very odd. What do you think? I find it very odd that he said that he dragged her the entire time. I found that clip. I need to find out where I found it. But he says he never actually picked her up. I got to find it. I really got to find it where I should have clipped it. But he never dragged her out, or he never held her out longer than a few moments because he couldn't pick her up. So he dragged her out of bed, down the stairs or up the stairs, whatever we believe in. I still find it hard for him to try to drag her out the front when we don't see that. He apparently dragged her out of the truck here at Survey 3019 and dragged her out to the grave site. But I don't think I see any drag marks. So let's continue. Because a lot of, the sheet had a lot of holes in it. Had a few holes here and there. I thought were for the fence, but it could be from rug burn or it being torn from being dragged out to at the area. So we got the grave, we got the sheet, bin bags or black bags. So we got 1 and we got 2. So we got we got both of them. So 1 and 2 is over here. The rake head and then the rake post shows that something was broken out there. I know there's closer pictures than this, but it looks like right here somebody had stood. How do I want to do this? So if I do this, it's like somebody stood like here and was like pushing it in, kind of thing, on the side. But then you see on this side, if I pull it up again, see like right here and right here, like 2 people were here. I can't say that for a certainty, but again, if you look right here in this vicinity, there's footprints there. Like they were digging a hole there, or they were filling it from here, filling it from here. I just want to know where they put the dirt to begin with, because a 2 to 3 foot hole by probably 4 or 5 feet that they dug, there's probably a 3 down, 2 to 3 down, and 4 to 5 wide. That's a pretty decent hole, and I don't think you're gonna get that done in 38 minutes, including murdering your family. It just doesn't make sense. So we get closer. So we got different foot sliding, bigger foot, smaller foot. That's what it looks like. I keep seeing that. Well, let's go back. So we got 2 big footprints here, 2 here, 2 over here. It's like they didn't even use the rake to begin with. So when they dug the hole, they probably took that dirt and put it to the left side. There's not really any way to drag her through this without getting hit by cactus and bushes and stuff. Yeah, I don't see where you could have possibly dragged her to it. There's the rake. But where's the pole? See, there's dirt over here. Look, no trampling, vegetation, everything growing. Not here, though. Police recovered Shanann. Now look how messy the area is. How come no mess like this when the hole was dug and recovered? So, I mean, I see what she's saying. When they dug her up, they moved a lot of earth and a lot of dirt. So when they dug her here, where did they put all the dirt? Because that looks like a pretty deep hole. I mean, that's probably 2 feet down, probably 2.5 feet, 3 to 4 inches wide, or 4 feet wide. Just like I said, I see what she's saying, but at the same time, and then what's really funny too is like, it's probably been a couple days. That's why going from here, like the footprints are not noticeable as much. But if you look at these, you can see all the definite good footprints because it hasn't been a couple days. So who knows? The plane. Yep. Okay, so Nichol Kessinger turned out to have information that I can best describe as being a bombshell. Weld County District Attorney Michael Rourke said in an interview that aired on Investigation Discovery on Sunday night, but it was never put in the Discovery. So what is this bombshell evidence? And pictures of her, dirt bag. Oh, hold on. There's talking.
As the search for Shanann, Bella, and Celeste Watts continues, the intense media coverage leads to an unexpected tip.
Law enforcement got a phone call from a woman named Nichol Kessinger. She said that she had information and was offering to be interviewed as part of this investigation to offer up to investigators what she knew.
Oh, where is all that? I want to know. Can somebody find that? I want to know where that's from.
I met Chris at work, and
this is when they met at the park, and obviously they were bugged with microphones, of course. But I thought it was very odd that she did this out at a park.
We kind of talked in passing and then started to get to know each other, and we started hanging out pretty frequently around, I want to say like the last week of June, somewhere around there.
Lies.
He informed me that he did have 2 kids, and he also told me that he was currently in the process of a separation from his wife.
See, it's changing.
As far as I knew, that was becoming pretty finalized.
Nichol Kessinger turned out to have information that I can best describe as being a bombshell.
Bombshell? What is the bombshell? That makes no sense. If anybody can find me that interview of D.A. Rourke talking right there, please send it to my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. I want to watch that interview. I think it's funny that we hear a bombshell evidence, but we don't actually get bombshell evidence from this Miss Nichol Kessinger, or is it annotated in the discovery? So what is the bombshell evidence? Because he confessed. And that I have been told, I don't know how much not percent, but how much 100% if it's factual or not. I don't know. But I was told that somehow related is Miss Kessinger to D.A. Rourke. I don't know, by uncles, cousins, I'm not quite sure, but apparently they might be related. I don't know the validity of that. So please let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts, your opinions, your inquiries about this video we just watched. What is your ideas if the hole was dug before, a couple days or one day, dug the hole on the murder? I would love to know your guys' stuff down below. Don't forget to subscribe as always on both channels, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys in the next one.